Listen all day, every day on your favorite streaming platform. The clean, fresh sound. WhatsApp us or call us at 457 9997. Rise and shine. Let's get ready to take on the day. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
Good morning, Buiti Binafi, buenos dias, bonjour, aloha to everyone listening to WEFM at this time. Right now, we're going to have our commentary from Mr. Kingsley Sorry, what am I saying? We're going to have a commentary from Mr. PeeJohn as we begin our Activated Mornings Talk program right here on the Clean Fresh Sound, and we already have PeeJohn on the line. PeeJohn, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, good morning. Your newscast a while ago was quite interesting in relation to reference to the case involving the vaccine mandate. As I have here, yesterday, February 12, 2025, the East Caribbean Supreme Court of Appeal ruled in favor of the government in the COVID-19 vaccine mandate case, as it is popularly called. This decision overturns a March 30, 2023 ruling by then High Court Judge Justice Esco Henry, who found that the government's vaccine mandate was unconstitutional. The Teachers Union, the Public Service Union, and the Police Welfare Association had successfully challenged the mandate, arguing that it breached natural justice and was procedurally improper, in a sense unconstitutional. The government appealed and won. That is what we heard yesterday. I suppose that the favorable judgment gives the government a fresh mandate, allowing it to continue requiring COVID vaccinations for public sector employees if and when it is deemed necessary. Now, it's interesting that 3 judges heard the matter. They included Honorable Justice Eddie Ventos, Honorable Justice Paul Webster, and Honorable Gerard Walbank. The judgment was 2-1. Justice Ventos and Webster finding in favor of the appellants, that is in favor of the government, and Justice Walbank finding in favor of the respondents, that is the teachers, public servants, etc. It was a majority decision, and note it was not unanimous. The judgment is quite comprehensive. In fact, it takes up about 184 pages, and it makes interesting reading. As you read a while ago, the legal advisor for the unions said he's still studying it. I'm still reading it. And I would suggest you try and get a copy. It will be found eventually on the East Caribbean Code website. Now, what should we expect from the workers, from the unions? I anticipate the following. 1, meetings with their membership, leadership, and their legal advisors to determine the way forward. 2, I suppose they will take the matter to the Privy Council. And the third thing I anticipate is that mobilizing financial resources to do so, that is to take it to the Privy Council. So the Privy Council might well be the next step. And this brings with it some challenges. It will be extremely expensive and time consuming. I read someplace that a matter before the Privy Council takes between 6 months to 2 years. And I wonder if the unions are prepared. I sincerely hope they can make it. As the president of the Teachers Union declared recently, they're ready for the fight, and I wish them well. That's my rant for the day.
All right. PeeJohn, I'm curious though, have you ever publicly voiced your opinion with regards to the mandate itself when it was initially imposed?
I have an opinion on the mandates.
Both as a teacher and as a member of the public service, as a former member of the Teachers Union.
My position was to leave it up to each individual to make their own choice.
Okay.
And not to pontificate one way or the other. Because I did get vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't in a position to tell a person whether they should or they should not. It's really left up to the individual choice.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right.
All right, PeeJohn. Mm-hmm.
Okay, all the best.
All right, to you as well. Thanks.
All right, so before we go into our commentary on that, let me just say again, good morning to everyone listening to WEFM. It is a Thursday. It's the day before V-Day. For those of you who are planning to be out lovey-dovey with your family or your friends tomorrow's the day. You have a couple more hours to finish whatever plans you have in place. I don't know if anyone is planning to get down on their knees, but you got a couple more hours left to do your planning. This is Activated Mornings with Roleza and Dianna right here on the Clean Fresh Song. Roleza, morning.
Morning. Hope that everybody is doing okay and that you're not feeling like how the weather looks outside, a little gloomy and so forth. But hope that nonetheless, our persons are going to have a good and a productive one today, right? Mm-hmm. And as Dianna said, those making preparations for Valentine's Day tomorrow, more power to you guys, all right? I ain't being bitter or whatever, but more power to you guys.
All right, now PeeJohn started us off there with the vaccine mandate case yesterday, which I know I'm pretty sure the whole country already knows that it was basically ruled in favor of the government. This is a heavy topic, a heavy thing to face. I can't imagine how some of the teachers that were fired feel at this moment from yesterday.
Teachers, the public servants.
Well, the public servants rather. How they feel at this moment. I can't imagine for those who may be struggling with their mental health and who are a bit hopeful that something would be ruled in their favor and they would get some sort of justice, to put it like that, and then having to hear that yesterday. I really hope that they're doing well this morning. I hope that they have the support of their friends and family and the unions who say that they will continue to look into the matter and they will continue to fight. And oh boy, wow.
All right, wow. So maybe some persons will actually be feeling the way like how outside looks, right? And maybe for understandable and justified reasons, right? Yeah. I think that many persons who, upon hearing of the judgment yesterday, that they have been in their spirits have been sunken since yesterday, all right? And for good enough reasons, right? It depends on where it is that you stand in relation to this issue. It depends in relation to where it is you were hoping that things would have been. And I think for many persons, well, for me, what it does is that it may possibly set a precedence because, yes, you're going to be waiting until it gets to the Privy Council where they would have the final say in terms of whether this ruling should be upheld. But it does set a precedence with regards to if another pandemic occurs, what is going to be, how it is that the situation is going to be handled. And if this precedent stands, it really does put all of us as citizens of St. Vincent and the Grenadines in a little bit of a funny position in terms of how we are going to move forward and the implications of not doing what is mandated to you.
Yeah, and now continuing from this, how do persons feel about some persons feel about government and the things that government, is allowed to do. Uh, I really, there's so much that you can say, but I can't imagine how you may be feeling when you in that regard, in that area. But on we go, on we must go. We can't go back. We just have to keep going forward and just hope for the best. As Roleza is saying, well, as you said, I can't imagine if there is another situation like this in the future, what's going to happen, because this has already happened, this thing in the past, and continuing to now. Oh boy.
All right. So in case we don't get the opportunity in the next segment to speak on it, I will have to be fair in that I do understand that the government did have a tough decision to make. All right. But I've spoken on this before, and I think if persons remember me speaking, I was not in favor of any mandate being put towards person, because at the end of it, yes, it was a public situation in terms of the spread of COVID-19 at the time. But when it comes to you, in a sense, backing me into a corner and stating that my livelihood is being threatened or can be taken away because I am unsure or unsafe of having something injected into my body, that is where it is that I do have an issue. All right. Now, as PeeJohn said, he volunteered to take the vaccine. I also did volunteer to take the vaccine, but I took the vaccine on account of, and I've said it before, so I would say it here, of making a decision at that time, knowing that I did not want to make children. And if I did want to make children, I was not going to take the vaccine, right? Because I wasn't sure of what might have been the long-term implications, complications, etc. Because in a sense, the vaccine was new to market, right? But and I hear persons saying, okay, so yes, the government had to make a decision. You had to trust, persons needed to trust the science. Science knew what they were doing. They came up with this vaccine. But the thing of it is that you have to appreciate and understand and respect persons' personal decisions. And for me personally, I was disappointed yesterday. So.
Yeah, but I still can't wrap my head around the fact when people say it's, it was for our safety and, of course, all these scripted responses. But the point is, whether you took it or not, you still could have gotten COVID and you still could have spread COVID, basically, and the thing is, if they did something like this and they won, what's stopping them from doing it again and again and again and again? But that's the way life goes.
All right, so we could probably head on out of this segment and maybe continue just a little bit more in the next commentary segment.
Our industry relies on all of us